Although one of the primary benefits of Windows failover clustering when used in conjunction with Hyper-V is the ability to live migrate running VMs from one host to another, Woodgrove Bank will also realize a great deal of value from the high availability features of Windows Server 2008 R2. A highly available VM will automatically be restarted in the event the Hyper-V node it is running on fails. In addition, because Woodgrove Bank is using Cluster Shared Volumes, or CSV, additional high availability is provided for network connectivity between Hyper-V hosts and the Internet Small Computer Serial Interface, or iSCSI storage area network, where its highly available VMs are stored. While most virtual machine administration will be performed through Virtual Machine Manager, or VMM, the initial cluster setup and some of the administration will be performed with the Failover Cluster Manager. So let's take a look at some of the new Hyper-V features that increase manageability and reliability of highly available VMs. Hyper-V R2 provides more control and more consistent behavior by marking highly available VMs as offline by default when they're shut down. This prevents the VMs from being automatically restarted on another cluster node. This default behavior can be changed, however. To ensure good live migration speeds in Hyper-V R2, it's a best practice to change the default order of networks used for live migration. To prevent CSV and clustering from sharing the same network with live migration, the network order used for live migration can be changed so that a network with the lowest value for metric property is at the bottom of the list of networks for live migration. By default, live migration will select a network that is not used for CSV traffic. This reduces the possibility of CSV, clustering, and live migration using the same network. Hyper-V R2 helps administrators to manage their cluster environment more efficiently by enabling changes to the default VM failover behavior. If the VM auto start option is set to no, then when a cluster node fails, the VM will not automatically restart. This allows for more effective resource use on a failover node by using auto start to prevent less important VMs from starting after a failover. Hyper-V R2 allows administrators to connect to VMs from the Failover Cluster Manager. This feature works regardless of what node the VM is currently running on. Even though this feature is available, the Woodgrove Bank administrators will use Virtual Machine Manager to connect to VMs. Hyper-V R2 also allows administrators to select multiple highly available VMs or cluster nodes when using Failover Manager. This enables administrators to take action on multiple nodes or VMs. Again, the Woodgrove Bank administrators will use Virtual Machine Manager for tasks such as these. For instance, an administrator could select one or several VMs and move them to another Hyper-V R2 server for maintenance. While Virtual Machine Manager will be used for any migrations in Woodgrove Bank, the Failover Cluster Manager also exposes three interfaces for moving VMs. First, Live Migrate Virtual Machine to another node initiates a live migration of the selected VM. Second, Quick Migrate Virtual Machines to another node initiates a quick migration of all VMs in the same group. And third, Move Virtual Machines to another node moves the VMs using the cluster-controlled offline action that's configured in the Settings tab of the VM's properties. Possible values are Save, Shut Down Forced, and Turn Off. The default is Save. The Woodgrove Bank administrators can feel more comfortable now, as they are more protected with high availability. Watch what happens when SEA WSHV02 fails, and we see how the services are restarted on other nodes of the cluster. After Windows Failover Clustering detects that this server is offline, any highly available VMs from that server are restarted on a surviving cluster node. This process is completely configurable. If Woodgrove Bank decides that only mission-critical VMs should be restarted after a cluster node failure, they can designate which VMs are automatically restarted and which ones are not. So now that Woodgrove Bank has implemented a high availability solution for its virtual machines, they'll look at quick storage migration.